So the report is this, that Ilya Kovalchuk has agreed to sign with the LA Kings for 3 years. I've heard the cap is $6.85 million. A 3-year deal for Kovalchuk at age 35, almost 36, is risky. And what the Kings are doing here is also risky. If you look at what happened to them in the playoffs this past season, Jonathan Quick stands on his head. Do they need goals? Absolutely. They've got guys like Iafallo and Kempe who may very well step up with some more goals in their second season than they did in their first. Maybe one or the other falls back. But now they got goals, right? You got Kovalchuk, you got goals. Kovalchuk at 35, though, is concerning because the league's getting younger. The league's about speed and youth. The game that Ilya Kovalchuk left in 2013 is different than the game being played now. And the Ilya Kovalchuk that left from the New Jersey Devils to the Ilya Kovalchuk that's going to play for LA in the fall is a different player. Now, I don't know if he's still going to be a 30-goal scorer. I don't know if he can push for 40. I know that after so long overseas, he may very well have somewhat of a renaissance with them for October and November. He may score a ton of points and a ton of goals. I don't know how sustainable that's going to be, and a 3-year contract might have warned me off if I was a GM. It does mean that the Kings still believe that they're contenders, that they are a player or two away from truly getting back to that Stanley Cup. And that can be an attractive option when you have guys like Kopitar and Dustin Brown that are older. But it's strange because, again, this is a league that's getting younger and getting faster, and it seems like a move in the opposite direction on both sides by the Kings. Now, I don't know what kind of a player Kovalchuk's going to be. Definitely the Kings are taking a big risk here that he's going to be similar to the player that was gone, that left the league in 5 years. 4 or 5 years, left 5 years ago. But it is risky. So Kovalchuk in LA works. I'm perfectly fine with that. I think Kovalchuk in LA is just a perfectly fine move to make. But what this does, so if you're not a Kings fan, you're like, well, I don't know what this can do for me. What it does is it means the Bruins are going to circle back on Rick Nash. Don Sweeney came out and said that if they got Kovalchuk, they would not try to re-sign Rick Nash. Now that it's clear that Kovalchuk's going there, Rick Nash likely returns to Boston. According to the rumors anyways. Now, Nash may say, forget it, I'll just go to free agency. And he might. Because he might be perturbed at the idea that he's being shunted aside in favor of Kovalchuk. And then when Kovalchuk decides to go with somebody else, then they come back to him. He may. I'm not saying he will, just he may. But it's been kind of a quiet weekend, and now things are starting to pick up a little bit. We'll see if they pick up to the point where we see a lot of movement. But, this is the first domino. Kovalchuk's the first domino. He's a free agent that teams were excited about, a few teams were excited about, and now those teams are going to be looking for options B and C. As I said, Boston will circle back on Nash. They have the cap space to bring Rick Nash back. I don't think Nash is going to be looking for $7.8 million like he was making up until this season. And at a lower cap hit, I'm perfectly fine with Boston bringing him back. I thought he looked good in a Boston jersey. And I think that despite the fact that the offensive totals weren't there, I think he did enough things away from the puck. And I think he was a strong enough presence on the ice that I would be perfectly fine with Boston bringing him back. But Kovalchuk's a king. He's going to have a chance to play with Kopitar, Brown. Does that make them a slow line or a great line? Or does it make them both? Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Where does Kovalchuk fit into you? How well do you think he's going to fit in with the Kings? Will there be an adjustment period coming back from the KHL? Or is it just going to be like he never left? I'd be interested to know what you guys think. The offseason officially cranks up now because we're through the draft. We're going to get into free agency. And then everything kind of goes crazy from there. And then before you know it, they're in training camp. So thank you guys so much for watching. Hit like and subscribe if you're browsing your way through. You just happened to pawn this video while you're browsing your way around the internet. I'll talk to you again soon.